It's Night of the Podcast.
Welcome to Night of the Podcast, a one-man horror show where I, Brian, talk to you about all things spooky, creepy, horror, and Halloween-related. I don't really have anything planned for this episode, just kind of an update, so to say, on what's going on and what I want to do. I think this is the fourth time I've done an update. The other three, I believe, are strictly on iTunes and SoundCloud. This is my first update for YouTube. With the podcast, or as far as the podcast goes, I may stop it. I'm not entirely sure of the route I want to take. Being restricted to movie reviews or doing movie reviews and being as critical as I can be. I just kind of don't know if I want to continue down that route anymore. I may try to be more creative and do some videos here and there. Like I have the Murder Theater. I don't know if you've watched those episodes. There's two of them. Those are actually from Dr. Rotz's laboratory, and those weren't new. I didn't make those strictly for Night of the Podcast, but I made those previously and thought I would post them on my YouTube channel. If you're listening on SoundCloud or iTunes and you're not entirely sure what I'm talking about, then please go to the YouTube channel and check it out. It's under Night of the Podcast. I'm also thinking about possibly starting up a kind of production company type of deal, or looking into names for a company, and then that way I can produce more material, not just under the Night of the Podcast name, because if it's not really a podcast, what name should it go under? And content as far as movies or short films that I would be doing aren't really a podcast, so I don't think it would fit the title very well, but I may still keep the podcast going and just have multiple endeavors going on, the podcast being one, short films being another, graphic design or just design being another thing, horror designs. So I'm trying to figure all that out right now. That's why I wasn't here last week. That's why I didn't post an episode. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I thought I'd give you an update and tell you what has been going on. So this past month, January, because it is now February, and it'll be February 2nd, I believe, when this video is posted. This past month, I actually went and watched 42 movies. Not just all horror movies, but a total of 42 movies. Some that weren't horror include Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't even really tell you the rest because I know that I watched that one and I enjoyed it. Oh, Circle, which I don't remember if I did a review on or not. I don't believe, but I did talk to quite a few people about that one, which is worth checking out if you haven't seen it. There were a few other ones as well, but I can't recall. Oh, Armageddon. I saw Armageddon for the first time. That was something. So those are a couple of the things that I'm contemplating doing here and there, as far as the other companies go, or branching out, I should say, not other companies, but branching out from the podcast and not just sticking to critiquing movies. I definitely have a creative side that I need to let out more so than just talking in front of a camera and hoping for feedback. So that's what I'm going to try to do. But again, thank you for everyone who has listened and has watched. There's going to be new things coming, so please stick around for that. And I'll be sure to mention the name of the company or the new company that I come up with, and I'll have a YouTube channel for that as well. Probably not a podcast channel, but just strictly YouTube, so you can watch those videos and short films and things of that nature. But thank you again, everyone, for tuning in and listening to this update, this episode. You can always email me at nightofthepodcast@gmail.com. You can subscribe to the iTunes or SoundCloud at Night of the Podcast. And you can like the Facebook page at Night of the Podcast as well, or subscribe to the YouTube channel at Night of the Podcast, or clicking the button right there and watch an old episode right there. All right, thanks everyone again. Until next time, good night, good fright. Be careful what lurks when you turn out the lights.